Wait, I need some clarity. What's the point of the game?
Da 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 da. Hello and welcome to Top 8 with Corran and Batmouse. I'm your host, Corran. With me, we have Batmouse.
Hey, howdy, hey.
We've got our usual master of trivial trivia, but he is actually playing today. We have Taco Bill Kafer.
You play to win the game.
And we have Mr. Greg Shaw.
What's up, guys?
So we are, and then I am going to be doing trivia. So changing things up just a little bit for this episode. We are going to be creating a single definitive top 8 list of the top 8 cards that draw Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise. Basically, if you go into Scomplink and type in able to otherwise, probably most of that list is going to be eligible for this draft. So we'll start with. So I will explain the rules of the game as we go, as usual. But we will start with trivia. Basically the winner of trivia is going to get to pick which role they play in the ranking, whether they're player A, player B, or player C, which we'll go into detail on when we get to that. And second place will get second choice, and third place will be stuck with what's left. Since Greg is the guest, he is going to be the third person to choose the answer to the trivia, so that he can copy off a Bill and Anthony. Oh, we did not decide on a defensive shield for this episode.
Good.
We're so well organized.
Shoot. We totally forgot about a defensive shield for this episode.
We've already done theirs another.
We're going no shields this one?
No shield. We're going raw dog.
We should have a shield because that balances the game. I mean, we can reuse one that we previously used, or let me see if we have suggestions. Or we can just make one up on the fly. What's a defensive shield that exists?
Do or do not.
Do or do not. Okay, so do or do not. What should that do? Seems like it should do or do not something.
Maybe you can use it to play your pick right now, or you can play it to hold your pick until later.
Okay. So
I'm looking at blank expressions, so no,
we can work off that.
I don't hate that.
So,
I was gonna say make your number one choice. Use the number one slot on your choice now.
Yeah,
like you can force someone to make their number one pick.
You'll get pick 1 and 4, so you can use it. You can either use it at you use it when you would go to pick number 4, and you can choose either to. No, that doesn't make sense.
No. Hang on a second. You use it to make your number one pick at 4. That way, you have the opportunity to fix the list later on.
Okay. Or you can do not
and switch them back, and
then that's you get to pick your number. You get to pass and pick your number 4
later in the number 1 spot. Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, in the number 1 spot, you pick your number 4 in the number 1 spot.
Okay, so whoever's player A will get to play do or do not when they go to pick number 4, and they can then choose to do, which means they pick their number 1 right then, or do not, in which case they pick their number 4 when they would go to number 1. So you're going to get to pick. So player A will get to do both their picks at the same in a row. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully it works. and yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
We'll do it live.
Okay if it doesn't
Fine.
work. That's the nice thing about this show is there are 0 stakes. We just want to talk about Star Wars cards. Okay. So yes, so that's going to be so the defensive shield will be do or do not, and we'll see how that goes. We'll give it a try. So first question: when I Googled "not able to otherwise," how many results popped up before something related to Star Wars CCG? We'll start with Taco Bill.
Not able to otherwise. Just on Google.
Yes, just on Google. But it was me Googling.
So your algorithms are in play here.
Yes.
I'm going to say it was on page 2, and it's going to be 27.
Okay. Batmouse.
I'm going to say, well, there are 30 results on a page, right? Sometimes. No, I'll say page 3, number 41.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Greg.
I was gonna just like slam the over of whatever you guys said. I think I'm still gonna take the over. I'm gonna go like page 5.
Okay. So I'm gonna give it to Bill. It was number 10.
Wow.
So Bill gets 1 point.
Got him. First of many.
Well, what was there anything that stood out that came in ahead of Star Wars?
It was a lot of definitions, like help with your English. Like what does this English phrase mean?
That is also helpful for Star Wars cards.
All right.
Present as instead of presents.
Second question. Oh, this one. It's good that Batmouse is going to be the first one to answer on this because he's the culinary expert here. What character who draws unable to otherwise was introduced into canon in a Star Wars cookbook?
Oh, driving the way. Star Wars cookbook. See, I haven't read the Star Wars cookbook. I don't even have the Wookiee cookie cookbook.
Take note for Secret Santa ideas, everybody.
I really like the idea of it being like Gragra, but Gragra doesn't draw up unable to otherwise. Prince Shizor let's mention Prince Shizor, not him, but that's my guess.
Your guess is Shizor? Okay.
Yeah.
Bill?
Also Prince Shizor.
Wow.
Okay. And Greg?
I'll go with give me Bron Burrs.
It was Prince Shizor. Can anybody guess what the food item was?
They're wings, right?
Oh, is it not the Shizor salad? I thought
Oh,
it
it
was
might be the Shizor salad.
I don't know. But that wasn't the question. I didn't realize it would be wings. Now you caught me.
It's not wings. Never mind.
The Shizor salad is mentioned in one of the books, but I don't
The
think
Shizor salad is mentioned. It's served at Dex's Diner. So there you go.
All right. So, the third question. Bill's turn. This one's an easy one, maybe. What is the first name of the Imperial general who can draw 2 battle destiny if unable to otherwise when piloting an AT-AT?
That's Maximilian.
Okay. What is your answer, Batmouse?
Maximilian, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Maximilian Beers.
Yeah, Maximilian.
Apparently that one was too easy. That's okay. This one's also going to be too easy. I have a feeling because this is the bad thing about me being not good at trivia. I'm also not good at writing trivia. I need to make it all autobiographical, apparently. Bane of many Star Wars players' existence, this commander, who often draws 2 Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise, was designated as Rogue One during the Battle of Hoth. Prior to that, what was his Echo designation? And it's Batmouse's turn to go first.
The Luke Echo designation?
Yes.
Echo. I don't know this one. Let's say it was 5. Echo Scout 5.
Okay, Bill.
I had this come up at a Star Wars trivia night recently, but it was asking what Han's Echo designation is, so I know what that one is. I'm gonna go with Echo 3.
Okay. And Greg?
I have no context on this. I'll go Echo 2.
Okay, just I'll give you a hint since you're the guest. It's the first line of Empire Strikes Back.
I guess I should change my answer based on the fact that I'm getting a hint. So I'll go with Echo 4.
And Bill is sweeping here with it was Echo 3.
Okay.
So I actually thought it was Echo 2, and then I had to looked it up to confirm my answer. But it is, yeah, he does say Echo 3 to Echo 7. Hano, buddy, do you read me? Is the first line of Empire Strikes Back. All right. Speaking of Banes, Cad Bane draws 1 Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise, but he did not always. He used to annihilate characters. What happened when he annihilated a character? I think it's Bill's turn.
Oh, jeez. I didn't look up anything legacy. Annihilate. What would Annihilate do? Annihilate is going to make your weapon destiny plus something when firing at a character.
Okay. Batmouse?
I'm going to say Annihilate feels more like place out of play. I want to say place out of play because I like that.
Okay. And Greg?
I don't remember this either. I'm going to say made him power 0.
So Batmouse got it. The target is when he hits him with a blaster, the target is placed out of play and forfeited. All right. So Bill, so right now, Greg's got 1, Batmouse has 3, and Bill is in the lead with 4. So I guess Batmouse has the opportunity to tie here, and then I'll have to make up a question. But this is the final question. In 2002, I would buy a booster box from Hills Wholesale Gaming once a month if unable to otherwise. How much would I have paid for a box of special edition? And I believe this was March of 2002 specifically, if that helps.
You're up there, Batmouse.
I remember buying other things in the range, so I would say $21.99.
Okay.
Oh, that's so close
Bill?
to what I was going to say. I'm going to go with $18.99.
Okay. And Greg?
Oh, good. Batmouse, what'd you say?
$21.99.
All right, I'll go $24.99.
And Greg got it closest, or Greg was closest. It was $32.
Wow.
Price is right again.
All right, so Greg got up to 2 points, still in third place though. So Bill, are you going to go with okay? Oh, so I got to explain what the players do. So player A gets, and I always forget, I always swap A and C, so don't question me. For today, player A gets to pick 1, 4, and the defensive shield, which is do or do not, which we talked about for 10 minutes earlier. We'll see how much of that I leave in. Player B gets to pick 3, 5, and 7. 3, 5, and 7. Is that right? Yeah. And then player C gets 2, 6, and 8. So each, basically, you're gonna You're gonna go through. We're gonna start at 8, and that player will get to choose what they want. And then there's also senses and alters. Each player gets 2 senses and 1 alter. If somebody plays something that you don't agree with, if Batmouse plays a character that you don't agree with, either that it should be higher or that it shouldn't be on the list at all, then you have the opportunity to sense. And then anybody has the opportunity to alter. And alter cancels sense. Sense does not cancel sense because this is not Star Wars cards. This is top 8.
We get 1 alter.
And you get 1 alter. Yeah, 2 senses and 1 alter. So you can protect yourself or you can protect someone else, but you just get the 1 alter. Yeah.
Or you can punish Batmouse.
I think that's most of the rules. Did I forget anything, you guys?
Sounds reasonable.
Okay. So what role are you going to take, Bill?
I'm going to take player A. So I want to pick 1, 4, and the defensive shield.
All right. Batmouse, you get second choice.
I'm going to go player C. I want 2, 6, and 8.
2, 6, and 8. All right. And then Greg gets 3,
I'll
5, and
choose
7.
B.
All right. All right. So let's dive right in. What is the number 8 character that can draw Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise?
The number 8 character that can draw Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise is going to be Prince Shizor. Mainly because I love the Shizor salad.
God.
All right.
I'm starting off early, boys. Look, Prince Shizor is a great character from Shadows of the Empire. Draws up unable to otherwise. Makes your opponent have to have ability greater than 5 or at least 5 to be able to draw Battle Destiny there.
6 or more, yeah.
6 or more. And look, he's Feline. He's beautiful, just like Batmouse. I mean, what more can you want out of a character?
What you just described is, a top 4 guy who draws Battle Destiny and unable to otherwise.
All right. So, which one of us is it going to be,
No.
Bill?
No. Here's the thing. I've seen this game played several times. I know Batmouse. Batmouse does not want Prince Shizor at 8. I'm going to let Batmouse sense his own pick. He knows.
Oh, also, wait. Can I jump in with a clarification?
Yeah.
Because, Kendall, you let us off with top 8 characters that draw if unable to otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Were we doing
Top 8
characters
cards
the entire time? Because we were...
Oh, sorry. Top 8 cards. That's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, I did not consider that. Yes, no.
Okay,
it's cards.
just making sure that we had some clarification. All right, then what's the order of responses here?
Well, it's up to you because I'm gonna let him marinate in his own Shizor salad here.
Why would you do this to us, Batmouse?
Look, boys.
There's some great characters you could have picked. You already mentioned one on this show already.
I have. I'm very excited. Actually, I mentioned 2 because I threw Tello and Corey out there, Cad Bane. I mean, there's a whole list of things that could happen right now, boys. But let's start the game off right. When I get the 8th pick, I'm gonna make you choose.
Sounds like bad faith. You want us to start off the game right, but you pick a powerhouse character for number 8. I'm gonna go ahead. You clean up the mess that you made, Batmouse.
No. See, either way, my pick made the list, and I'm okay with him.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing to put a character that I want on the list. It's unfortunate that he's going to be at number 8, but he is on the list, and I will take it.
I can rationalize him at 8 because he's a fantastic character, right? But there's some cool things that happen with Battle Destiny draws, right? There's non-characters that happen with Battle Destiny draws. I can rationalize this at 8. I don't like it. He could have been top 4 at least, but I know this game. I know Batmouse.
Not being in top 5, I think, is a mistake.
I will say that as you know, Greg, you've made a lot of top 8s. You know that 8 isn't very many people, right? So even being at the bottom of the top 8 is still making the list, and that's you'll be surprised how quickly you run out of picks. So I approve of this action. I don't know where I would put Shizor on my list. All right, number 7. It's up to you,
Is that
Greg.
me? Okay. Let's see. Now I have to rethink my whole list.
You're welcome.
That's the Batmouse game, right? He's trying to get in your head. Don't let him get in your head.
Number 7, I'm gonna throw out Boba Fett and Slave One Virtual.
All right.
Do I need to? Should I defend it first?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you defend it first.
All right, Boba Fett and Slave One Virtual. Just hyper efficient 1-card space package. Can't have its power reduced. Has immunity to less than 5. It has decent deploy forfeit stats. It's got, I think, 7 power and 7 forfeit. So it's really hard to overflow it. It's great in decks that want Jabba's Haven because you can retrieve it right back into hand if it does go lost at some point. What else did we cover? Or not cover? Well, you can't. Downsides are you can't put any passengers or pilots on it, so it's got no capacity for friends. But just a very stout, very efficient 1-card space package that can give you a presence in space, either hold down a little drain of 1, satisfy battle plan or battle order. And it's even got a couple cards that pull it, but notably double back virtual, among some others, including maybe even another card that will find its way on our top 8 list.
That's a good tease.
All right.
That is a good tease.
All right. Either of you want to sense that?
I love Boba Fett in ship, right? So like for a lot of times when we're playing decks low on space, that would be the guy I would go to just because it's so efficient, like Greg said, right? And like, sure, you can't put people on it, but if you play your cards right, which, pun intended here, through Jabba's Haven, through No Escape, you can make that come back a couple times and mess somebody's day up.
Play a TIE Sentry ship, redraw it when you draw it for Destiny, gives you another out on it. I love Boba Fett in ship. I especially loved it when you could just put a Resolute Groff in your deck and try and get somebody to jump at him. Draw 2 Battle Destiny is super fun. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm going to let it through because I like it. I want it on the list, and it was on my list.
All right, so locked in at number 7, got Boba Fett and Slave 1V. So Shizor at number 8, Boba Fett and Slave 1V, number 7. Batmouse, what's at number 6?
At number 6 is going to be the B2 Battle Droid. B2 Battle Droid is Power 4, Armor 5, draws if unequally otherwise, and then you get to add 1 to attrition. And when you combo it in a deck like Batmall, when you could still do that, play Droid Racks, it can come back and be your entire ground force. Just repeating all game long. So much fun. I love it.
All right. Any thoughts on that, Greg or Bill, or any senses coming through?
Bill, you want to jump in or you want me to go?
You go ahead.
All right. I love B2 Battle Droid. I love abusing the recursion element with Droid Racks. I think there's a lot of cards that pair well with B2 Battle Droid, like the Droid Racks, like O Switch Off. And like you mentioned, Batmouse, getting the attrition +1 means you can track a 5 and then still go kill something that's immune to less than 6, or track a 6 and then still kill a lone Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight with your 7 attrition now. A lot of good things going for it. Unfortunately, I have way too many cards that come in ahead of B2 Battle Droid, and all of these other things, all these cool perks that we're mentioning with B2 Battle Droid are things that you need to pair with it, right? It's got to fit in a deck with something like Droid Racks, or fit in a deck with something like Dr. Chelly Afra to pull it back from your lost pile. There's just a lot of things that have to work well with it, and it's also something that gets stomped on by Master Luke Virtual when he's by himself, or anything that could cancel its text. I don't know what's left out there that cancels its text.
Leia.
Does Leia?
There's a Leia that doesn't. There's a Leia that cancels.
He's not a leader.
Not a leader.
Oh.
Do any of the Chewies cancel his text? Maybe not.
No,
but
too much
Anakin
power.
Skywalker Virtual can cancel his text. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong, and a lot of the value from B2 Battle Droid comes by playing him in a deck with other synergies. So as much as I love him, he doesn't make the list for me. He's like in the 9 to 12 range. So I'll sense.
I really want this droid on this list. Do I want to burn the altar now? I'm gonna burn the altar. I'm gonna alter your sense, and I really want him on the list.
So I also love the B2 Battle Droid. This is actually where I had him on my list. I just love like the simplicity of the character text, right? Like his only text is draws one destiny if unable to otherwise, adds one to attrition. And like for that to be a playable card in the time now where we have, Master Luke canceling everything, we have all these ridiculous texts, 7 lines of text on cards sometimes, right? For him to be a playable card, not just in Invasion, in like, ASM as well, I think that's awesome. So I am going to not sense the B2 Battle Droid and let it land at 6. I'm not happy that it is landing above Prince Caesar, but I'm happy it's on the list.
Greg, do you want to use your second sense?
I'm just like, I'm looking at the rest of my power rankings, and I don't understand what you guys are missing. There's so many better characters than B2 Battle Droid that need to be ahead of it.
Oh, you only got characters ahead of him? Oh boy, spoiler.
But, well, I'm saying there's at least characters. You have other things on top of characters, and you still have B2 Battle Droid at number 6, and you're happy with it? I don't know, man. I can rattle off a bunch of characters right now that need to be on this list, and they're just not going to make it.
But the question is, will Batmouse pick them? And Batmouse still has the number 3.
Well, he can't pick 4 characters for a number 3 spot, so I don't know what he's going to do. There's a lot of we're gonna miss something that's way stronger than a B2 Battle Droid here. I'm really sour at Batmouse right now for messing up this list 2 times in 2 opportunities. But I feel like
I call it Batmouse improvements.
At this rate, I feel like I have to save my sense, because who knows what he's gonna do. Like you said, he does have responsibility for the number 3 spot, and I can only imagine what he's thinking. So I'll sit on it. I had like I said, I had B2 Battle Droid in the 9 to 12 range, so it's not like egregiously bad, but we're gonna end up in a position where a strong character is not going to make our list.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. All right. So Shizor at number 8, Boba Fett and Slave 1V at number 7, B2 Battle Droid at number 6. What's at number 5, Greg?
Number 5. Man, I'm gonna have to some cuts here.
Also, I just want you to know that this is why I took the first player. I wanted to pick the second player, or player B, right? Because then you get 3 picks on the list. But I knew Batmouse would then get 1, 4, and the defensive shield, and the ability to pick the last 2 cards on the list. And I didn't want him to have that responsibility.
All right. Let's go. Let's keep it in the droid family, and we're gonna go with everybody's favorite undercover breaking spy droid, Probot. Probot protects your own drains from undercover spies, which is important. We have this constant battle with trying to keep undercover spies out of the meta. Probot also goes to your opponent's Twixes and Thrixes and gets you a drain there late in the game. And Probot can come back into hand with something like Dr. Chelly in a deck, especially in a deck like Black Sun or Court or CCT. Any of these decks that have additional droid retrieval, getting a Probot back late game can be backbreaking. So I'll submit Probot for the number 5 spot.
All right. What do you think of that, Batmouse?
I'm not gonna fight you on Probot. Probot is I completely forgot about Probot for my list, but I love Probot in my list specifically. For like fighting Chewie, Protector, because when with a Wookiee is power +3, and he will in court for you, Kendall. I will say that he takes care of the Leia Rebel Princess problem. Yeah,
We
I'm
don't need
good
to
with the
worry about
Probot.
that anymore. We don't need to worry about Leia, Rebel Princess, and Cord anymore because of Power of the Hut. It's pretty awesome.
It is, but I will say that I'm okay with the Probot being on here. I'm a big fan of Probot. O switch off to protect it as well. But I like it.
Bill.
Yeah, Probot also did not make my list either, so I'm seeing how you can be a little upset at us for when Probot is not necessarily on my list here. I don't hate Probot. Probot's good. It fit on the list. Seems like a reasonable spot for something that gets rid of one of the things that a lot of people hate about the modern game, and that's the undercover spy. Does draw if unable to otherwise, does get to go to his own Twixes and Thrixes, like you said. Cause a little damage that way, speed the game up a little bit. I got no issue with Probot. Plus, it's an iconic image, right, with that probe droid, right, that doesn't see play otherwise.
I was also getting probe droid vibes with all the feedback from Batmouse, so I feel like we had to give a nod to a little probe droid action.
I will say, it's a good thing I'm not on this list, or I'm not ranking because I would have sensed it. I really don't like Probot. I feel like he ends up being if you draw him too early, he ends up being a dead card way too often. I was very happy when I cut him from my court list recently, but that's why I don't make top 8s. So that's number 5. So now we are Bill. Bill, are you going to do or do not?
I'm gonna do not.
All right. So
what a great use of this shield.
He's going to pass the number 4 and we'll go right to number 3
Okay.
with back to Greg.
All right. Decision time. And I'm wondering who else you guys forgot about, because some really strong cards here.
Look, somebody had to make room for Telly Van Corre on the list, right? And so that means Probot didn't make the list.
For 3, we have. I think we have all dark side cards so far, right?
We do.
Yes.
So, in an effort to bring balance to the Force, let's put Solo on there. Solo is iconic in that it's the only character persona of Han that gets to draw a Battle Destiny by itself, without some other kind of rebel leadership or whatever. Has a really powerful text of being able to play an interrupt out of your lost pile once per game. Who does that? That's insane. And also is a great pilot, good forfeit, reasonable deploy, especially if deploying to the Falcon. Also adds a Destiny with Chewie or Rey. I mean, there's just a lot going on there. I think number 3 is the perfect spot for Solo.
I'm gonna fact check you real quick. Han Solo from Premiere draws if unable to otherwise when he's piloting the Falcon. Just want to throw that out there.
Okay, but that means he has to be with another card.
Yeah, well, not what you said.
I said by himself with no other cards.
Yeah, I got what you were saying, Greg. Yeah, because Captain Han Solo adds a Battle Destiny. There's other any Han Solo.
I guess
any Han Solo draws a Destiny if he's with another character. Batmouse thoughts? Good. Okay. Bill?
I'm going to. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sense Solo off of this list. I really love Solo, but I think that there are. While he's a great character, it's hard for me to. Like, we have like a Probot, we have a battle droid, we have we've got Boba Fett and Cheezor, but the light side character, let's make this a non-unique light side character. So sense. I'm gonna sense.
No, I gotta use my altar to protect my guy here. Solo is way too good. Solo is like such an impactful card. You're getting like 2. The second you play him to the table, you're getting 2-for-1 value, because now you get to play another interrupt that you've already lost this game. I gotta snap use my altar here.
Good.
Yeah, I don't-
I'm good with solo otherwise.
I don't fault you for that at all. Like Solo's a good card, right? Like that would have been. I think I have him at 4 on my list. Looking at it, so 3 makes a lot of sense here to put him there. I don't really have anything to add. I already said everything.
Yeah, my only other thought would that solo should have actually been higher because I could have used it at number 2 because he's actually number 1 on my list.
Well, I had to make sure you didn't forget about him.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So
If forgetting not put like a Luke Skywalker, great card on the list. Yeah. I'm good. I wanted to do that to make solo move up on the list, but it's okay. That is okay.
All right. So solo locked in at number 3. Before we go to number 2, if you're just joining us for some reason, because your spouse was listening to it and you walked into the room, I guess, we are ranking the top 8 cards that draw Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise. At number 8, we had Shizor. Number 7, Boba Fett and Slave 1 Virtual. Number 6, B2 Battle Droid. Number 5, Probot. At number 4, Bill played his defensive shield and opted to do not, so he will tell us what his number 4 is here in a little bit. At number 3, we have Solo. As far as senses and altars, Greg has used 1 sense and 1 altar, so he has 1 sense left. Batmouse has used 1 sense, and Bill has everything left. So Bill has all the power in the world right now.
But he also played his own do or do not shield. What a dummy!
Yes, he did. He did play his own do or do not shield.
It's gonna be a lot of force loss.
I thought Batmouse used an altar to keep his B2 battle droid on.
Did Batmouse use? Yeah, Batmouse did use an altar. You're right. Thank you. I realized like halfway through that I hadn't written it down. So Batmouse has 1 sense. Greg has 1 sense. Bill has everything. So still lots of senses left with just a few picks left. So, or actually with just one more non-Bill pick, and it is a Batmouse pick. So yeah, Batmouse can. Let's see how many senses Batmouse can get people to play. Hopefully he's not doing that. Just what I learned last time is just remember, there's always a worse card. So
there is always a worse card.
At number 2, what's our number 2, Batmouse?
Oh, there are so many worse cards. I don't know. We are very light on light side characters. I would love to do a combo card here. And I want to do Owen and Baru Lars. Deploying to the farm, great power. Being able to play Harvest with just 1 card. Greg's gonna say, well, it's the combos with everything. It has a synergy. Yeah, it has a synergy, but it also draws on its own. It's power 6. I love it.
Power 5.
Power 5. Power 5.
Power 4.
Power 4.
Power 3.
I think they're power 4. Yeah.
And they add 6 once they die to Luke for the next turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they draw on their own, and we are light on light side cards right now.
Drawing on their own is the criteria for this list. Anybody want to sense it?
Can I chime in?
Sure.
As I mull over this decision in my head. Owen and Baru will always have a soft place in my heart as a character that got me through a couple of games back in 2002 World Championships, because everybody was playing Watto and I was playing There Is Good in Him Beats, and Owen and Baru drawing on their own gets you a Battle Destiny at Watto's Junkyard with Watto there. So I'll always love Owen and Baru. And even though number 2 is an absurd spot for them to land, I'm going to let it slide.
So Owen and Baru is one of the, we were trying to come up with what do we want to do, because Kendall asked me and Greg to be on this together. And one of the reasons one of the things I thought of was what happened in 2002, and Owen and Baru is kind of one of the reasons why I thought about doing this specific choice for this top 8 as cards who draw if unable to otherwise. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I don't know that I would have them at 2, but if somebody didn't pick them, I was about to put them at 4. So I think this is pretty reasonable. And we're going to give Batmouse one more opportunity to sense himself.
Do you want to sense yourself, Batmouse?
Actually, I don't want to. I mean, they really are. They really are like an iconic
great.
pairing.
It's a great card.
Yeah, I think they get a lot of value for being iconic. I would agree with you there.
Yeah, and it's an iconic card. It really, everything else that I would like if I were gonna sense it, I wasn't gonna give you like Television Corran X. I was gonna give you like P59, which would have been fine, or the Dr. E combo. But I wanted a combo card on this list because, for the specific reason of the iconic pairing, and all the things that you can do. And, like Television Corey, came to my mind because of Watto. So when you gave me that Watto story, it's perfect. A lot of the cards that I will pick, I love getting a reaction of, oh, I have a story about this card as to why it was terrible or why it was great. So I like making that pick and making people, choose whether to sense their own great story, which you didn't sense your own great story. So, but it has happened before where someone has sensed their own great story out of it. So, yeah, I'm very happy to get Owen and Baru on this list. I'm happy I got all 3 of my picks onto this list.
All right. Yeah. Not as violent. This has not been as violent as some of the last lists. And honestly, I like this list a lot. I'm glad I wasn't involved with it. We'll see. Well, we'll see. We'll watch Taco Bill mess it up now, because you opted to do not, but now you must do. What's at number 4?
Oh, we're doing 4 first?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
Boy, that makes it harder. So I have 4 cards I think that I want to get on this list now. Right, and I understand where Greg is coming from before on what to get on there.
But also that's why you guys left Shizor, even though it probably could have been higher. Like imagine if that was a some random card that you didn't agree with, and then Shizor wasn't on the list at all, because that's what's happened a couple times.
I should have sensed Probot is what I should have done. That's okay. All right, so at number 4, I want to put. All right, it's a draw if unable to otherwise thing, right? So what I want to put at number 4 is Imperial Decree Virtual. And what I'm going to do for that is because that literally makes anybody you want in the game draw if unable to otherwise, including people where, somebody has, there's no light side Watto, right? But it would have worked in that situation where you can get around something like that. In addition to that, it also curbs one of my least favorite decks in WAP, which is fantastic. And that's pretty much it. It's got a sweet AI, right? You always love putting that on the table. So I'm going to go with Imperial Decree Virtual at 4.
I'd never even thought of that as being a possibility, but that works. I'll allow it. Greg or Batmouse, any thoughts?
I think it's a good pick. I didn't have it on my list, but I did have it in like the honorable mention area. I think it's a good choice. I won't sense it.
All right. Batmouse?
I will not sense it. I really do like Imperial Decree V for the reason of it turns everything into I get a battle lesson here. So it can really, clutch and save you a game. It's shutting down WAP, it taking care of the good blasters at your side, and before it used to, do good stuff to profit. Your Asteroid Sanctuaries and all those other good things. But also, when you sense sense or alter something in the game, it will reduce the damage from the light side player shield as well. So huge fan, and all the senses and alter that have happened here, it is a great force loss. But now with this on the list, it all gets reduced.
Sounds good. All right, so right now the list with Bill's still having both senses and an alter. So basically, his number 1 is pretty unless he really wants to alter himself. or unless he really wants to save his altar for nothing. He's probably going to get through whatever he wants at number 1. So at number 7 we have Prince Shizor. At number 6 we have Boba Fett and Slave 1V. At number
8 is
8 is number 8 is the first one. This is a top 8 list, not a top 7. Okay. At number 8 we have Prince Shizor. This is my first time. Sorry. Number 7 we have Boba Fett and Slave 1V. Number 6 we have B2 Battle Droid. Number 5 we have Probot. Number 4 Imperial Decree Virtual. Number 3, the first light side card on the list, is Solo. Number 2, Owen and Baru. And what is number 1, Taco Bell?
Oh, there's so many choices here.
See what you guys did?
See, I didn't do this. Somebody put Probot on the list. All right. I know we're very dark side heavy, but I'm going to continue to contribute to the dark side heaviness, and I'm going to put... I can't even pick between the two of them.
I know. These are my number 1 and 2, I'm guessing, is what you're looking at.
Oh my god.
Maybe even number 3. There's like 3 dark side cards.
There's
here.
also so
3 dark side characters.
I'll tell you right now, what I'm not putting here right now is Commander Luke, who is pretty good. General Veers, who is also pretty good and probably should have been on the list. One of them especially, just because it's one of the only cards that draws 2 if unable to otherwise. I'm going to go ahead and say number 1 is P59. We put so many droids on this list. Why did I just do that? So P59 draws if unable to otherwise, right? Power 4, forfeits for 4, able to shoot somebody, has a permanent weapon, right? Able to cause force loss immediately. Destiny 3, he goes in almost every deck I build. So he's got to go on this list at number 1, P59.
All right. So one more time, the top 8 cards that let you draw Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise. At number 8, Prince Shizor. Right? Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Somebody gonna sense it?
I mean, it's a shame. It's a crime that we didn't mention some of these other cards, but that's probably my top 2, my second choice, P59. And even if we sense it, Bill's got all the sack protection.
Yeah, unless Bill's
gonna sense
himself.
Sense it.
Yeah.
No. If Greg
because he only
senses,
has 1 altar, yeah.
that's
Bill
true.
alters, I sense the altar, and they get we force them onto another pick.
I think okay. Then I'll do it. I'll sense it just because I think there's one other dark side card that I think should be in this conversation.
Okay.
So I'll sense it.
You should have let Batmouse sense it.
We both have to sense it.
Here's the problem. Here's what I'm struggling with. If this sense goes through, Batmouse has the power, right? On the next next one that I pick. And I know what the next one I'm going to pick is, right? I think we all know the next one I'm going to pick.
But I think the next one you're going to pick is the one that I want there.
Well, so
but you can
if you
right?
alter it, then Batmouse has to spend his sense, and then whatever you pick goes through. Or you let this go through, and then Batmouse only has 1 sense, which you can then alter. So you have all the power here.
I'm going to alter Greg's sense to keep P59 at the top.
Okay, Batmouse, you going to sense it?
I'm going to sense the alter. While I love P59, there are literally 3 cards, all dark side, that I would rather have at number 1 than P59. P59 should have been on the list, maybe in the Probot spot. But I do love that everybody's like, oh, let's just put droids on this list. Perfect. It works for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny.
You know what'd be easy is if we didn't have a B2 battle droid on our list. Then that would reduce our droid count and also let us put somebody good like P59 on here.
But you can't stack the Probot onto the droid racks. So B2 battle droid is therefore better.
Droid racks virtual, buddy.
Wait, no, that's only the storage droids on Droid Rack Virtual.
Yeah, that's P59.
Well, he could, but the Probot. I thought we were yelling about the Probot being on the list.
Well, I'm yelling about Probot and B2 now, so it's fine.
Okay.
All right,
what's
still needs another
the
pick.
real number 1? There are no more no more senses in play because the only sense that's left is yours, which is
So I can pick something stupid.
Come on, Cad Bane. Come on, Cad Bane.
All right, so I'm pretty sure Batmouse's other cards include what? Quad Drive Yards Virtual. Is that one of the ones you wanted on there? And then
Very, very much so.
and then Tarkin. But I'm going to go with the other one, and I'm going to go with Dr. Ives on Imponda Baba. Because that's
Good pick.
Yep.
easily
Combo. Let's go.
the best character in the game, I think. Well, maybe second. Ray's better.
after being sensed away in the non-bounty hunter Dark Side Aliens draft.
That's true.
Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba coming in at number 1. Great choice. Great choice.
I had some stupid choices, but I'll talk about those in the honorable mentions.
Sorry, I'll let you finish what you were saying. Did you have more to say on that?
Not really. I mean, I think he speaks for himself, right? Like he also goes in just about every deck that gets built, right? That can play aliens, that wants to play that over, say, one of its pieces. Just a really good all around card. Also, Destiny 3, 6 power.
Yep. Thoughts, Batmouse and Greg?
That was my number 1 overall, so I'm happy we at least got that right.
All right. Anything,
agreed.
Batmouse?
Agreed. At my number 1 spot was the Ponda Baba combo. Grandma Tarkin and KDY were 2 and 3 on my list, but yeah, the Dr. E combo, I love it. Had to, even though it goes power -3 with the lightsaber, light side lightsaber. I still love it. Still need it. Still want it.
Okay. So the final list, actual final list. At number 8, Prince Shizor. At number 7, Boba Fett and Slave 1 Virtual. At number 6, B2 Battle Droid. Number 5, Probot. Number 4, Imperial Decree Virtual. Number 3, Solo. Number 2, Owen and Baru, Lars. And at number 1, Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba. I personally really like this list. I mean, you have a lot of droids on it because it's a mechanic that droids use, because droids don't have ability. But you still got Imperial Decree on there. You still got a ship on there. And yeah, and Shizor, Owen and Baru, and Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba are like probably 3 that would have been 100% on my list. So good job, you guys. Any honorable mentions? Actually, let's give Greg the floor because he seems to have the most issues with the list. So what did everybody forget?
No. I think the final list is not too bad. It's pretty close to what I had. Obviously, some nitpicks with some of the order and a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 cards that landed on the list. But yeah, we already mentioned Grand Moff Tarkin. I think that's got to be like in the top 5 if I were doing the list by myself. Just because he's, an iconic character, didn't really see enough play given his place in A New Hope until we virtualized him. I mean, the old school Canceling a Destiny Grand Moff Tarkin had his day back in the old school Star Wars days, but he hadn't really been around until he was virtualized, and now he's like a powerhouse. He can draw on his own, or he can add. He's got good stats. He's one of the code clearance monsters. Just an all around great guy. He's Destiny 3 when you draw him for weapon or battle destiny. Just a really strong card that I think should have been on there. Jyn Erso was another one from my top 8 that's probably what I would put on the list instead of Owen and Baru or B2 Battle Droid. I mean, just another good character. Is an undercover spy herself. But also has a really strong mechanic of looking at the opponent's hand after being lost from the table. Let's see. Hondo Anaka kind of teased earlier as a card that can pull Boba Fett and Slave 1. Commander Nara being like deploy 2 and replacing the card in your hand when deployed. Is that only when deployed to a site, maybe?
Yeah.
There's a couple other cool ones, but I think I already took up a lot of the cool names other people might mention. The very last one I'll mention is in the latest set, Corporal Averic V, who draws the Destiny if unable to otherwise while piloting a speeder bike. and that's a hot new card to play with. I got beat by MHT's Imperial Entanglements yesterday in an OCS game, and it was cool to see that card doing stuff on the table. So shout outs to Corporal Averic.
Right. Batmouse, any honorable mentions for you?
Yeah, so honorable mentions would have been Quad Drive Yards V. I'm a huge fan of that, and Star Destroyers for Sigma, obviously. I really like in going through the list. I came across like off-world Jawas to punish, punish.
I like off-world Jawas.
Great card. Great creators made that card.
Yeah.
Punish the verifies of deaths. K2SO, present droid going out of play when he dies. Cad Bane would have been great. And then Taliban Corey, because it was just a funny throwaway one. But him actually being a leader, information broker, and deploying for Zero in Watto. So those would have been all my honorable mentions.
You guys hit most of like the playable stuff that I was going to talk about, so I'll talk about the stuff that's not really playable. One of the coolest things I came across during trying to put together this list was the Gamorrean Axe, which when you deploy that on a Gamorrean, they get to draw Destiny if unable to otherwise. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Kin Kian, obviously a great card from another great designer. One of my favorite cards that didn't make the list, and it's probably good because they're droids. But SSA 1015 and SSA 306, they both draw if unable to otherwise with other droids, but they're the ones that I think should see more play. They're the ones that one of them does, your Jedi deploy +4 to same site. One of them does your spies and smugglers deploy +4 to same site and don't use their ability for Destiny. I think they're really cool cards, and I wish they were playable. And then the last thing I'll mention is taking them with us, which lets your ships with weapons draw if unable to otherwise. So I'm surprised that Batmouse didn't try to get Intensify on the list.
I'll just add to the list of the kind of neat battle droids. I've always really liked OW01 with backup. Like not in any way playable. I mean, I guess you could play him in a battle droid deck.
I got him played against me yesterday in an OCS game.
The last time I saw anybody play him against me, I played Clash on the other battle droid and then dropped a bunch of guys and won the game. So it's a little bit of that having to be with a. It'd be really cool if we did a virtual of him where it was with a Jedi at a site, draws 2 battle destiny if unable to otherwise. That'd be pretty sweet. Because that's what for a second I thought he did, and then I read the card, and that's not what he does. But I always like that. I always like that card. Do you guys think that's the reason why there's so many dark side cards on the list? Because the droids have that line of text on it, and most of the because it's like droids and bounty hunters don't have like naturally high ability. There's not a lot of. I feel like there's just not a lot of light side cards that utilize that all the time because there's enough ability for characters. There's
a decent number of pilots who seem to do it when they're piloting their ship.
Right.
They seem to be like the less played pilots, right? Because a lot of people play the Falcon, you play Luke in Red 5, you play, Capital
Wedge.
Ship.
I think Wedge is kind of an iconic pilot guy, right? Like he's obviously a skilled pilot. But if he's not doing piloting things, then he's not going to draw a Destiny on his own, like out of sight. So yeah, definitely Lightside has a large number of pilots. Darkside has some pilots too. But yeah, I think your angle of the droids being able to have more useful text is a good one.
All right. And yeah, I think that's I didn't make a list. Let's see who won. I was paying attention points wise. I think it was pretty clear that Bill won today. He won trivia. And then he utilized that. He was able to save all of his senses and alters for the final thing. But Greg got second place because he's the guest, and Batmouse got last place because he's Batmouse. So
yeah,
congratulations
Batmouse should never win this game.
I think this is like legit one of the best lists we've ever made. So I'm glad that I was not involved. And thanks everyone for listening. Until next time, good luck, have fun, and no reverts.
Thanks, guys.
This podcast is a production of the KendallCast Podcast Network. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/KendallCast or make a direct donation through the PayPal link at kendallcast.ninja. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, thanks for sticking around to the end. Sorry for the echo and audio quality issues in this episode. Definitely gonna look at how I can improve that for the future. I always hate it when people make those kinds of apologies. You probably didn't even notice it, or maybe you did. Anyway, so there's this card coming out, Young Skywalker, Destiny 6. Lore is Greetings, Exalted One. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and friend to Captain Solo. He's a scout and adds 2 to power, deploys -3 to Endor. A Jedi's Fury does not require his destiny on table and may be played if a battle just initiated. Power +2 if armed with Luke's lightsaber. Immune to attrition less than 5, less than 6 if armed with Luke's lightsaber. Deploy 8 and forfeit 8. So, of course, the text is slightly different than how this card was originally spoiled. But what makes me excited is the backing card is projection of a Skywalker. And we get to have that cool lore. So, good times. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.